Moments ago, went through their usual pregame ritual, although there's nothing usual about a Game 7.
What time is it? Game time!
And welcome to Game 7, everybody.
Hey, you niggas is getting the intro today, goddamn it.
So you gonna hear this song?
Time off for nothing.
I know what editing I got to do now.
Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at the face.
This is so ghetto.
Got the thumbnail already. Yeah, we good.
All right, well, listen.
Game fucking 15 now. Shit.
Hey, I wish my Lakers would have made it to a game 7. Whatever. Welcome to the Game 7 podcast. I'm your host, De Niro. Here with Santana, Sable. Unfortunately, Playboy Marcus is a little bit late. He had to, you know what I'm saying, do some Pilates. Some bad bitties.
Wow.
Ain't that what he said?
Pilates? He's doing Pilates? I mean, you know, cool.
Either fucking way. So, I am not actually in my Facebook, so I'm doing this shit straight off of StreamYard today, and as you know, it has been a minute. No podcast, no post, no nothing, and there's a reason for that. First and foremost, Santana, how you been, bro?
I'm better, man. I've been sick all week.
Oh, that's right, you did.
All week. So
on the virus.
I'm almost 110. I'm about 100%, almost a 10.
He had the grandbaby virus.
Whoo!
Right.
It's gonna be a whole pie, yo. Keep the cat. See, I ain't gonna do that because they watch, so they
It's
know.
your grandbaby.
Keep them home when they sick. I don't want to get sick.
Hey, listen. That's
love you though, chunkers, but you got to stay away when you got the stuff, man.
I'm forever in awe that you're a grandpa.
Everybody is. I still get carded, man. I can't buy liquor, nothing. They immediately card me.
Your granddaddy.
I hand that shit right over, like, huh? Oh my god,
that's a compliment. That's a
compliment. I ain't tripping.
No, yeah. Listen, hey, for real.
The moment they don't card me, I'm gonna cry.
Well, more than that, the grandfather shit is a blessing because I mean,
oh, definitely,
yeah.
Go any motherfucking time. So the grandfather shit and the grandfather card is a blessing. I see the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I grow.
Oh yeah, Kirpin the homie, JP. You know what I mean?
Y'all don't know, FGGINC, FPH, Functional Potheads, Jason Polk clothing line. That's what's up. Appreciate that rep. You know what I'm saying? Chicago brethren.
Yes.
Sable, how you doing?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day in sunny California.
You had to throw that out there?
I always have to throw that out there.
All right.
You know it never rains out there.
It never rains. No, that's Southern California.
I just
it ain't rained out here either. That's why we in a drought. So.
Well, yep. Guess without further ado, we can go ahead and get into it. Name of this episode 36. I believe it is episode 36. I could be wrong because there's been some technical difficulties lately.
Yeah.
My part, and we've been absent. Spotify been fucking up. If I'm keeping it 100, it ain't me. It's Spotify. I've uploaded episodes, and Spotify ain't even posted them shits yet. I don't understand.
Damn.
It hasn't registered. One of them registered. The other one, for some reason, didn't register at all. Reloaded it, didn't register. Don't know. Forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Castaway out here. Don't give a fuck. SuckaBerg. This bitch ass nigga. I have been banned time and time again, and every one of my flagrant files via Facebook has come from absolutely nothing. I can say the word nigga. I can talk shit. I could offend the fuck out of people. But the second I say anything about women, and I do mean anything, women followed by anything, somehow I'm banned. Somebody make it make sense. Just don't understand. So that
I
is
can't. I've never been banned. I don't understand which, and I'd be talking shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't see how.
I've never been banned. Even there was the only time I will say this though, a couple
the devil.
like a month ago, I think I was trying to write bitch or something, and it flagged like this is offensive. It didn't. No, hold on. It didn't give me like warning or anything. It just said this is your comment contains what could be considered hateful speech. I didn't get a warning like you could be banned if you continue this or nothing like that. I done said some shit about men and women alike, and I've not gotten banned once or kicked off. I ain't been in Facebook jail. And I piss off a lot of people. I piss off a lot of people on my Facebook. So somebody don't like you. Somebody don't like you. They done flagged you.
Women are reporting me. Let me explain something.
Once you on the watch list, it's a wrap.
Let me explain the scenario.
You on the list.
Similar. The first one was absolutely similar. I think the first one I said men ain't shit if I'm being.
You did though.
I said the first one
exact words.
Men ain't shit. Second time, Santana post, and I think both of them might have been on Santana's.
He said he got suspended for saying the alphabet gang.
Yeah, no, I didn't even say that.
No, to my LD.
I know, I see, I'm reading them, but I didn't even say that. Just to paint the scenario, Santana posted a blog post of Trey Songz, who women got the fuck up out of here not too long ago, only to double back, and he was that nigga suddenly because he wiped makeup off some girl's face.
He wiped the tears and didn't mess up the makeup. That's a skill. That's a skill. It's a skill that most men don't have.
Let me go on record saying I ain't trying to keep your makeup. I'm trying to fuck your makeup up every time. Every time.
Well,
I don't care. Don't care.
Don't get banned live.
Look, let me tell out my son. Right
no, you watching.
Either way, Santana posted a post and it says basically, you know, how soon we forget or whatever, women, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know, women ain't shit.
Carter's face is your mood.
Yeah, straight up. Now SuckaBerg say like, what? You ain't learned the first time?
Who sent you, kid? Who sent you? So yeah, so the Trey Songz shit, women double bag. All of a sudden, he was the man. Hair weave killer, and I get banned for it on Santana's post. Somebody make it make sense. But again, I'm only pissed off because I got banned, no warning, no nothing, and every time it ain't even offensive. Women know who the fuck they are. Context is every fucking thing. Maybe I just shouldn't talk on this some bitch. But what I do know for sure is I can go in there right now and say nigga, and every variation of it, and I will not be banned. So somebody make it make sense.
Can, man.
I think you got reported.
We have to get SuckaBerg.
I'm like in all seriousness, like all jokes aside, I really think you pissed somebody off and they reported you and now you're just like flagged because the shit that I say and the people that I done pissed off and as many times as I've been blocked, I'd admit it. I would admit it. If I reported him, I'd admit it.
What's up, Marcus?
Nah, it's his homeboy that be reporting. That's who be reporting him, yo.
What's up,
I can't think of the dude name. The dude you was arguing with.
What happened?
On one of them posts.
What Sable do this time?
Oh,
the white
wow.
dude.
I got.
Nah, that's who been reporting.
You know you trouble.
Wow.
You know you trouble,
Marcus. I'm gonna tell you what's fucked up about the whole situation, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. The most fucked up part about that whole banning and jail and shit is I had just posted that if the Lakers lose, I was gonna go MIA. And I had.
Well, I don't know why you did that.
Oh yeah,
So now it looks to the public like I've shut my shit down and deactivated because Lakers lost. But actually, SuckaBerg, bitch ass, banned me.
What you do?
I said women ain't shit, bro. On the post that Santana posted about Trey Songz, you remember the post? The post was him wiping away some. He batted some bitches.
It's bad. Yeah.
Out of here.
And they
You
totally,
gotta learn how to say stuff without saying it.
they totally did away with all the other stuff he did as soon as he blotted her tears. So that made up for everything else he did.
Nah, Ladarian, I ain't never argued over Trey Songz.
That's a real man. I was like, yo, just a week and a half ago.
He was spitting in people's mouth a week and a half ago.
I didn't say hoes.
He literally got done spitting in people's mouth. He literally got done spitting in people's mouth. And it was like,
listen, and all of this went on, but I'm banned. The fuck out of here. So yeah, that is the reason for my absence. And yeah, there was somebody else that said I was racist prior to.
Oh, I seen that. Was that dude from high school?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fake activist.
And that my podcast, I'm a suburban nigga. My podcast promotes.
No, it's your little radio show.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
your little radio show.
So there. Yeah. Santana dipped out.
Now I'm here.
Santana probably eating some snacks.
Oh yeah.
Not even I'm here. I don't want to be wiping my nose out on camera. Shit. You know what I mean? Looking crazy.
You got the boogies still.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that is a huge reason for the absence. Aside from shit being really monotonous in this stupid ass world that we live in and dumb shit going on. But yeah, apparently my stupid ass radio show promotes hate and racism, and I'm racist, and I should not be speaking on anything black. And I should just shut the fuck up because I got a little bit of money.
See, what I want to say to that is what got me banned one of the times a while back.
Well, apparently you can say it on here. You just can't say it. You can't type it on Facebook. So go figure.
What got you banned?
What got me banned was Santana posting Trey Songz shit, me saying women ain't shit. And I have the screenshot. It's literally, it wasn't bitches, it wasn't hoes, it was no context other than women ain't shit. They didn't even
categorize this.
Who has it? Like, okay, so check this out. There's no way that Facebook flagged that. So somebody had to go out of their way.
Somebody don't like this nigga and has
somebody had to go out of their way to send that to Facebook to get you blocked because nobody blocked you for that.
Here's the part to that though. How did Facebook deem it offensive though? Because they look like I've been doing a little project lately. So I go on the little news post. I flag the comments. I flagged about 5 comments that say, "Oh, black people only understand violence." That's what black people get. Black people this and that. I tagged it, and they hit me back and said, "Oh, nothing's wrong with that. We're gonna leave it up."
Liberal catfish of accounts that I knew was catfish, and people advocating and say, "Hey, listen, this is a fake profile. Can y'all report it?" And them motherfuckers tell me, "Hey, they ain't hurting nobody."
I don't know.
But you were apparently.
But apparently,
that's nuts.
In regards to, and again, I say, and I want to repeat this because I want y'all to understand exactly what's going on. You can literally type anything with the word nigga in it, and it's okay. You can. I know because everybody in my comments argues over sports and uses the N-word.
But other people say women ain't shit and don't get banned. That's why I'm like, I've seen people say women ain't shit and not get banned or warned. You got flagged. Somebody flagged you, and they built a case against your black ass.
Yeah, somebody was after you, dog. What you do?
Because the way I cuss about bitches online, I have never been kicked off.
How?
I've never been kicked off.
But here's my thing, and I'm gonna pretty much drop this, and we can get into the topics. My thing about all of that is, even with the guy that decided from high school to sit back and say that A, I was racist, 2, that my little radio show was racist and offensive, and that I should not advocate for all Black Lives Matter, fake activist shit, and so on and so forth. All the things that anybody has ever said about me negative have no merit. I'm probably the nicest dude you ever met in life, and if you have anything going on, I'm gonna support it up until I realize that you won't support me. And at which point I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna give you air if you gonna suffocate me. That's just not smart. But outside of that, I ain't never reported nobody.
Look, I mean, I don't have to be the nicest guy you ever met, but that don't mean I'm a racist. Like,
but again,
those two things don't go together. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't go together. You know, maybe I'm cool with you, maybe I ain't, but that don't mean I'm a racist.
Well, you know, in regards to that whole thing, a white boy that I've never had a problem with the dude outside of probably.
He's got a problem with you, though.
Right.
He's got a problem with you.
Well, yeah, his problem with you is that your agenda further divides the country.
Yeah, he said that, and I have the text messages when y'all seen it. And the dude,
white people gotta relax, man.
White people have the most audacity in the entire fucking world.
Tell me about it.
I'm trying to figure out where it comes from, though. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like
that's who they are.
It's passed down through generations.
Yes. I mean, from the aspect of that, are you saying it because like you are appalled at yourself, or that you don't want to be told on?
They're saying it.
They want to be black, man. They want to be oppressed.
No, they say that shit because they don't want to keep being reminded about how their whole whatever the fuck you want to call it ain't shit. So their whole thing is it's the past. You keep dividing us if you keep bringing it up. You keep dividing us if you keep talking about racism.
Actually, you keep bringing it up. We was going about our day, and the next thing you know, fools ain't living.
Y'all keep doing shit to us.
So we were going about our day.
I remember what I think the post was about hip hop. The post was about.
Oh yeah, if you're not a real.
Nothing to do with nothing.
It had nothing to do with nothing. Let me tell you, J. Cole dropped an album, and it was dope. I still listen to it to this day. I bumped it today, know it verbatim. J. Cole dropped an album, and per usual, the internet goes crazy over this rap, hippity hop J. Cole album, and he's all of a sudden the greatest thing ever. But we know factually that the Kodak Blacks and the weirdo shit that goes on out here thrives, right? So all I said was, I don't like you casual hip hop heads. And that was it. No context. I didn't even bother to respond to the comments that was in it. And suddenly in the post, I see you're racist in your little radio.
Fake ass activism.
Fake ass activists and so on and so forth. No context to what I do in life. No questions as to what I actually do on my day-to-day. Just fuck me, right? But that's not important. It's not important, but even more than that was like, fam, what is your actual problem with me? Because I'm not on your.
You triggered the fuck out of him.
And this had nothing to do with it.
You could have just came out.
You know what's crazy?
It's good old white rage, man. Call it what it is.
That's what he should have said.
Right. I can understand if we got on here every day. If we got on this podcast and we didn't absolutely kill nigga shit, absolute coonish, whole ass nigga shit. Like if we didn't get on here damn near every episode and say, get that shit the fuck up out of here, you might have some merit. But I think majority of what we talk about on here is like, cut that shit out from a men's perspective, and most issues dealing with the black community. Women and the rest of that side. Hey, you want a Birkin bag, but you don't want love and you want black love, get that shit the fuck up out of here, learn to love. But we ain't gonna do that. And an attack on me is like an attack on y'all, because most of what goes on here is a collective. So what the fuck was he talking
but he named you. He didn't name me though. I'm just letting you know.
All I'm gonna say is the white male ego is the most fragile thing in this universe.
I wanted to
tell me about it.
To get this nigga a hug and beat his ass at the same time. That's how I knew it was a problem. I should let it go. I was like, fam, do you need a hug? What the fuck is wrong with you? But I also was like, pull up. So, you know, that being said, the whole events and things that went on was a little bit much for me. But in the bigger scheme of things, I'm mostly just pissed off because I got banned at a very fucked up time.
I just can't believe you got banned, bro. I for real can't believe you just got banned like that.
And that being said, I probably just throwing it out there for everybody that's listening. I probably take this podcast to YouTube. I don't know how. I've hesitated to gravitate towards it because people are lazy. To keep it a buck, like people are lazy and they don't actually like seeking out certain shit. But somewhere in this, I got to get off of Facebook platform because I really do feel some kind of way about the fact that I can say whatever the fuck I want to about a lot of shit, but I can't say men or women suck in the capacity in which.
Like I said, there's no way that they flagged you. Somebody was on you, Joe. Like somebody went after you. I don't know.
Like I really want to do some research because I think somebody you have to be banned. Like you had to be blacklisted because you don't just get banned for just saying that off. Like they'll usually just, hey, you can't write that. You see the shit I write on Facebook. You see the shit I write. You know what, I post and I comment, and I've never.
This is a good time to give you credit. You have a nice balance of you got a nice balance of calling people out on their shit and also being a woman and standing up for men. So I give you credit there. I wish I could give you the applause button, but I can't. Apparently ZuckaBerg. I
try to keep the balance in my life, but that's my personality. I'll call you out, but I'll also uplift you and give you your flowers while you're here. But I'm gonna tell you when you ain't shit. I'm gonna tell you when you ain't shit.
Racist ass.
Facebook a bitch. Let's just say what it is. I put a post, and it's always on my post. Like people hit me out like, "Yo, I got banned on your post." I put up.
No, you know what? My boys get banned on my post. I have like about 3 or 4 homeboys. Every time I say something or I'm calling somebody out, and they comment and they be on that women ain't shit or that's bitches or whatever. I usually get a Facebook message with a screenshot. I got banned off commenting on your shit.
And that's what I get. So
I need to go to your Facebook because it seems like something going on over there. I don't really know. Everybody
very entertaining
on your Facebook. But you
it's crazy.
Knowing how you be doing, you know what? We already know.
What?
We already know. We already know who we talking to.
I be chilling.
Clickbait.
I be chilling.
Yeah, I bet.
What you mean, cuz I don't know, but that being said, Santana's launched some real fuckery shit, non-racist, dealing with all kind of issues, and particularly calling out black folks, because nigga shit goes on, and you got to call nigga shit out when you see nigga shit. One of them nigga shits that we seen was a motherfucker. Was it 130K spent 20K on a chain and got
man,
or some shit. So,
powerful niggadry going on.
Niggadry, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I got banned. I'm pissed off about it. I've watched. I don't know. I feel like I've done good. You know what jinxed me though? I said I had never been put in jail, and then suddenly I just kept going to jail. This is like the 3rd time, and they always stem from some shit that was non-offensive. Sorry, not sorry. If you take offense to it, if you reported me, I know for a fact 2 of them was on Santana's page. I can't verify the 3rd one was, but I know 2 of them were on Santana's page, and they were the exact replica of men ain't shit, women ain't shit. Both of those got me banned.
Yes, Keisha. The color deserves getting changed. He definitely did.
He did.
Pretty much, he asked for it.
Yeah, that's a wild thing.
Now, that's just, it's so disappointing on so many levels, dog. Like it's so disappointing. I mean, first of all, you get 30K, and then you blow 20. Okay, so you just blow 20. You know what I'm saying? And then you blow it on a damn chain.
A chain.
That you don't even know if it truly valued at 20,000 because you never been in that, and you're not in that circle. You're not.
You don't deal with
fine jewelry. You really don't even know like if this chain is worth 20K. How you knew where to get a 20K chain, I don't know, because you don't have 20K to go buy one. But somehow you fell upon a pawn shop that had a 20K chain, so they say. And then you decided to blow 2/3 of your winnings.
Yeah.
If he took home the 30K, I'm assuming he took home 30K. So you decided to blow 2/3 of your winnings, and you already broke on the chain.
Listen, we can guarantee.
I'm just like, you didn't want to get your teeth fixed.
We know what other teams.
You just didn't want to. You don't want to pay off your bills.
You didn't want to buy a gun, nigga. Like, just keep it real. Like, that's what I'm thinking. You didn't want to buy a gun.
Like, come on. Then he was like, his response was like, yeah, that happens a lot around here. Huh?
Then why would you do it?
You see his face, like he said, "Yeah, it's a thing." I'm like, "Come on,
it's a thing. It's a thing."
Okay. He not autistic. Don't put that on him.
Hold on.
Nope. My autistic nephew got more sense than that.
Hit the prices wrong.
This is what I'm gonna say to all the white people who look at this stuff and y'all think what y'all think. So do we.
Hey, listen.
So do we. So do we. We thinking the same thing y'all thinking. So I just want them to know that. Like the same thing y'all thinking about this dude, we thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
Don't think we all do stuff this dumb.
My suburban ass is racist.
He bought a Jesus.
Thank you, Keisha. Yes, teeth, like fix your grill.
He bought the wrong piece. Is what happened. He had a right piece on him. If you ain't got a gun, you got to at least be in shape to fight or run, dog. Like,
listen, bro. I ain't mad at the dude for trying to buy a chain. I'm mad at the dude for trying to buy a $20,000 chain and spending 2/3 of all the money he has to do so.
Listen, where did the other 10 go? Y'all know where the other 10 went, right? He definitely
Popeyes, fried fucking weed.
Some weed. He definitely smoked some weed.
Popeyes and weed. That nigga got Popeyes and weed.
Wow. Popeyes weed and only
Popeyes weed and a fifth of Hennessy. That's exactly where this shit went. Popeyes weed and a fifth of Hennessy.
Probably a couple of hookers here and there too, though.
What's that expensive drink?
Yeah, Santa for sure. We got nice time.
Which
Santa
one?
got him a nice time.
Or some shit. Ain't it 1942?
What's that? The Julio?
Man, one of them fucking years. I don't know what that shit
he wasn't doing. He wasn't buying that. He buying Hennessy. He buying Hennessy.
He bought the hen.
He bought the hen dog. He bought that dog water. He bought that dog water.
Hennessy dog water.
He bought the hen. Like he didn't. Like he wasn't over there. He wasn't over there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that 42. Trying to get that new MJ. That Cincoro tequila. He wasn't on that.
Yeah. Niggas will dry racks on 1776 before they buy some Juneteenth shirts. Around. Like, let me get started on niggas, man.
I hate you.
No, don't mind me, bro. It's been a long week, man.
I hate you.
Well,
man.
Well, shit. I mean, niggas saying we ain't shit, but I mean, we ain't did it. We ain't blew 20K on them and won 30.
I'm saying if I win $30,000 and my mouth looks like that, I'm probably gonna get my teeth fixed.
Well, listen, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to lead into.
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't.
If I spend 20K on the thing, it's gonna be big enough for me to whoop ass with. At least that chain was little as fuck for 20K.
Sheesh. Well, listen, I've been telling y'all for the longest, man. These are hood values. My suburban ass is not trying to get involved with these hood values and these hood things. These things to get you robbed and killed.
So if you buy 20K,
I know plenty of hood niggas that's smarter than that. That nigga was just stupid.
If you buy a 20K chain, right? Let's say you buy a 20K chain. What you getting on that return on that 20K chain? For real though.
Robbed.
Besides that, what did he think he was getting from that?
He doesn't know what he's getting from that. He was gonna be that. He was gonna be that nigga. I guarantee you, he spent $20,000 in that chain, got the other 10 in $5 bills, and walked around with bands in his pocket. So I'm like, he that nigga.
And posted it. I bet you he posted the shit online.
He had to post it.
Yo,
to have posted
at the gas station right now with my 20K chain on.
Like, he told his homeboys, like, yeah, I'm going to get this chain. I'm going to get this chain. And they was like, yeah, we're about to rob this dummy.
He probably paid cash for it.
That was probably his homeboys that robbed him.
Like, you know, he came out there with 20 bands cash. You already know.
That was his homies that robbed him. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Like in my hood dreams, I would love to walk. In my wildest of hood dreams, I would love to walk up in the dealership with a bag full of cash and just drop it on this. I would love to do it. I'm not.
I mean, I feel like when you get that much money, like you probably should at some point. I feel like I'm gonna do that.
I want to do it.
Like I have to walk in with a duffel bag full of money and just drop it. Like
I got to.
I know I got credit. I know I can afford this loan. I know I got enough money, but I just want to be ignorant and bring in a Gucci duffel bag full of money and just drop it on the desk. Here you go.
I just want to drop it right there.
Here you go.
And look at these fools pick it up off the ground.
Wow.
Yep.
I do. I just want to watch them pick it up.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, listen, I don't know.
He wasn't getting a woman with
the insecure men, the one that's getting them.
I think it worked both ways, man.
It do.
You know, I said, leading into the segment that I was talking about before. about it pays to be lame, right? It's just certain shit that I just know I would never do, and people within the street community tend to think that it's a hit on you if they call you corny or lame, and it's like, listen, cool. There's longevity in being corny, man. Part of that is I'm not buying no 20K.
It's a lot of longevity in that.
It's long.
Well, no one's worried about you if you're corny. You're not on anybody's radar because the first thing, if you listen to any hood dudes talk about anybody, he cool, he straight, he square, he corny. No one's worried about you. No one cares about you. You're not on their radar.
But aside from that,
I wanted to segue to something based off of this because, and we didn't really have this. I'm kind of throwing it on y'all, so we didn't have it in the notes. But now that we kind of talking about it, what you think about that whole little Dirk situation?
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, that's where you're going.
That's what I was talking about. So that's where I was going.
Okay, cool.
That's where I was going with it because we get on here and aside from the fake activist shit, because I think people tend to equate you understanding right and wrong and you doing what's right and you moving and advocating for what's right with corniness or fakeness or whatever. But I've always said that me living my life and me being a black man in America and being where I am and doing the shit that I do is always a body of work in it of itself. I mean, I got kids to raise. So if my kids aren't in the streets, if my kids aren't gangbangers, my kids aren't in jail, I don't understand how you can even ever say fake activism. I've never been to jail. You can feel how you want to feel. And I think a lot of that people think you're supposed to be out here marching or you're supposed to be holding a picket sign or you're supposed to be doing certain shit. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just not that guy as far as America is concerned. I'm not giving you that. But more than that, the gang banging shit and the shit that you deem cool within music and the community and what's real is always often blurred because I'm not willing to die and put my life on the line for no fucking chains, no fucking clout, no fucking none of that shit. So in the longevity of being lame, suburban, however you want to cut it, I've always said that was the bag. I've always pointed to guys like Ice Cube as the blueprint for that. Jay-Z's often said this shit. I ain't sitting in the project hallways talking about how I be in a project always. Like, fam, nothing about that shit is cool. So in a Lil Durk situation, you watch a lot of the bullshit that goes on around, and we kind of started this talk but didn't finish it. Nothing's cool about name dropping and being in beef and being known out in these streets as a killer hitter. None of that. Nothing good comes from that. You got a whole thing of success. And the people around you are dying. Even the club shit. Let's keep it simple. You want to flex in the club, even if you're no name. But if you look at the guys that are doing this shit, I've always said being seen is a problem. Every movie you've ever seen, every gangster you've ever seen, every gangster flick you've ever seen, every example of what it means to be popular or known comes with a price. I would much rather be lame. And it's funny because if you go to these same people's pages, they have quotes up that say, you hustling to be seen, I'm hustling to disappear. Or if you listen to rap niggas, real G's moving silence like lasagna. And they be talking the whole time, nigga. You rap that. You literally rap that. Whole time I'm sitting back saying, when are we going to advocate for the lame, corny niggas that's out here really doing it? Because that Lil Durk shit, I can name about 3-4 people that died around him, and I don't think it's gonna stop no time soon because it's a certain code that they live by that you have to kind of continue that, or you enter a realm that's like, oh, you fake. That lame shit is cool to me, and I think at the end of the day, you know, the Will Smiths and the shit like that, the people that's out there really doing the shit or really living a life that ain't worried about what the fuck you think, really have the better body of work, but we not talking about it enough. Like, what part of the street thug gangster life are we aspiring to do? At what point did that shit get corny? At what point do we sit back and have a conversation and big up the niggas that's like really staying the fuck out of the way? Because we know what's gonna happen. You get famous and then you go out here and you buy the next dope car. And it's kind of the same situation as Buddy with the 30K, 20K. You want to live that life, and now you getting robbed, or you a target, or niggas is running your crib. I seen Safari get robbed. I can name a few other people. Pop Smoke just got his fame dead. it's a lot of people that go into that realm. What's the boy? XX Tentacion.
Yeah.
Never even heard his music before he was killed. The other dude, Juice WRLD. I mean, I know he died of
that was drug induced. That was drug induced. So
right.
that's it.
People around him thought it was the people around him should have understood the addiction part of it, the lifestyle part of it, and wanted to talk.
I mean, that's a story for another. I mean, I mean, we can get into that because now you want to talk about DMX in that situation. We can also talk about Doc G in that situation as well. Right. You know, we can get into all. I mean, it kind of ties in, it kind of doesn't. You know, it's a part of what you would say the lifestyle is of a celebrity / hip hop artist. You know, in this situation, with a Lil Durk situation, it's like, listen, man, how many more times do you got to see people die around you before you're done talking about it?
Forget this.
You know,
listen, but even
I'm just asking. Like at some point in time, like you're trying to get, you're doing what you're doing. I'm assuming to get out of the life that you're in. Right. Okay, to better your life, to better your family's life, better your children's life. I'm assuming that. So at some point in time, when are we done talking about that? Because while I'm doing that, if I'm going to make money just by saying and name dropping, I'm getting people killed on the way while I'm doing that. So at some point in time, when does that become important to you?
Well, yeah, you listen, you sending shots, but that's what I'm saying. Even aside from the people dying around you, the story's been replayed over and over and over. And it's rarely ever good. I'm going to give you a prime example. I know this is the triggering subject for you, Marcus, but one of the lamest niggas ever is Drake. Yeah.
That ain't triggering for me.
He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Beef aside, like he keeps his beef. He keeps his beef straight.
No, he don't. I'm cool. Listen, Drake as an artist, no issues whatsoever. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I call him lame because he is lame. But that's okay though. But that's okay. He don't pretend to be gangster. He don't he don't pretend to be gangster. He cool with it. You know, he be singing. That's kinda he can hold a little note, but he sing enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's singing enough.
Sounds like hate.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not mad at Drake. Listen, I like Drake's music. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, I got nothing bad to say about Drake. You know, do he try to be too cool sometimes? Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna talk shit just because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, just to have fun. But what I respect about Drake is that at no point in time did he ever try to be somebody from the block. Did he ever try to be somebody that was selling? Did he ever try to, even when he signed with Young Money, when he signed with Wayne, he was the one dude that kept his persona. He was like, listen, I'm not y'all.
He for the hoes.
Like, yeah, I'm not y'all.
I'm fucking with these females.
So I don't come from where y'all come from. I respect you as an artist, but I'm who I am. And he's always stayed clear to that. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, he got his own jet. He's got plenty of stuff that these dudes will never see. And he's also not costing anybody their life. He's actually helping people with their life on the way. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because the focus with Drake and artists like that who are able to be put in positions, well, not even just be themselves, but to be put in positions and to excel the way they excel. Like Drake is an incredible artist. The things that he's done, a lot of people disagree. But you can't knock where he was and where he went to. No. But when you are put in position, and I say this because as Lil Durk, as popular as he is, and yeah, you're not at the same level of Drake, but usually when you get into music and you're striving to be a star, the goal is I want to get out of where I'm at.
Right.
The problem is that a lot of these artists forget that it's not just the lack of money that keeps you where you are at, it is your environment. What most of these artists like Ice Cube and everybody else has done, they move out the hood. They move away from that environment, whether it's leaving the people behind that they grew up, whatever it is that kept them in that space, they usually separate from them. And what Durk and anyone in that group has not done is you've gotten the money, you got the fame, you may have bought a nice house, you got nice cars, you got jewelry, you got this, you got that, but you haven't taken yourself out of the environment to really prosper. So the consequences are you're still in this street shit. Now your brother is dead. Not just your friends, your brother is dead.
This guy and that guy and whatever. And you feel the need to get on these dope ass records with guys that because I feel like I've never listened to Durk. I've never listened to Durk. What I can tell you definitively, and I'm from Chicago, what I can tell you definitively is he has had a surge in the past year that's ridiculous. And this is the height of, success. You on big fucking records and you align with the biggest stars. And to what I understand what was going on is to be at award shows, to go to award shows, and then your brother hit clubs and your brother had attempts on his life before and so on and so forth. And I understand people are going to disagree, but you can't make an attempt on my life or my brother's life or the people around me, and I'm in a position where I have to go out publicly, and that's okay. And I'm still shooting shots. And I don't know the extent of what's going on. I see the shit that reaches my timeline, but at some point you got to look at the role you play in that. And some people look at it as weak because they feel like you're not addressing this or you're not doing this or this beef and this and that. But as I was telling Jason before, that's not shining, bro. Like that boy Drake shines. Ice Cube shines. There's Jay-Z. There's people out there that really shine, that do shit in a way that ain't boisterous.
But they see growth in the industry, and they see growth and say, listen, I can rap here, but I can do so many other things with hip hop. Okay.
Right.
And that's why Ice Cube was taking off. That's why Jay-Z was taking off.
Exactly.
Like, that's why, like, Lil Durk, and I'm with you. I don't really listen to his music. He's not the Chicago rappers that we grew up listening to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the style of rappers from Chicago that we grew up listening to. So I don't really listen to Lil Durk like that. But when Lil Durk gets an opportunity to get on a record with a Drake, you have to take that and say, listen, I'm going into a whole nother echelon right now of artistry.
Please don't play that.
And I need to start talking and doing something different now, because now we can start to blow for real. But instead, he's using all these attacks and all these things from the hood to make his money. So in a sense, he's still in the hood doing what he's doing, because that's how he's making his money. So he hasn't grown from that. He has no growth from that. It's like if you look at Jay-Z's his career, think about what he rapped about at the beginning and now what he raps about now. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z.
Right. Listen, Jay still does.
So you see the growth. You see the
still does his jabs all stabbed on in the face, and I get all of that because there's a street element to all of that. Now, and even in Drake's music, you hear Drake says mob ties and shit like that. So I don't want to discredit.
But, you know, we ain't really out there calling out dudes like that. That got hits on you. And the thing is, like a Drake.
But Drake does that shit because people know who Drake is tied to. And he knows that them people they're hitters. They'll ride for him. He's reminding them, like, I might be corny. I may not be in this shit, but these niggas is in that shit.
That's right.
What my boy Drake say? My boy said, turn down the light. Hey, yo, made it right. Hey, yo, hit the light. Like, I understand certain shit and there's certain elements is going to be there. My thing is, I guarantee you, if Drake don't want to be seen, he don't be seen, because the videos that he do is in his estate. The shows that you do, I've never heard about. And the way he moves and, you know, the moves that he make, he clearly has an agenda where he ain't necessarily touchable. And this is what I'm getting to is with guys like Drake, with guys like Dirk and the rest of them guys that feel the need to beef with a 6ix9ine and the goofy antics that go on with that lower level shit. Yeah. You bring yourself down to that dumb shit and you addressing dumb shit and street niggas. I don't even know who Grando is. Never heard a record from this dude either. But I understand that y'all little situations are tied together, the King Von shit, how that shit goes on, blah, blah, blah. All these things go on, and you gotta kind of know when you dissing niggas in records. And we've talked about this before. The motherfuckers was making records, pissing on niggas' graves and visiting niggas' graves and smoking on the enemy back and doing all this shit. And it's like, that's what is coming. You have to know that you just not going, because there's always somebody with nothing to lose out there that
don't care, man. That don't care. That just don't care. They just don't,
bro.
You know,
all they see is you dissed my cousin, brother, whatever.
Like, as we talked about just in life, period, there's a certain level of disrespect you can handle in life, and that just means on any level. And sometimes when you take it to that level, and there's only a certain level where you will be willing to do something. Like, you know what, D, you may handle things a certain way, I may handle it a certain way, but some of these dudes, they don't care. And if you keep calling them out and keep doing that, because that's all they have is their name in that street, they don't. And then now you got the jealousy Oh, okay. Oh, you out there stunned because you got this and you got that, and I'm here. Okay, we're gonna handle that. So why continue to go ahead and call out and do all this stuff for what? Because at some point it's like, how many people have to die beside me so I can go ahead and get money off of their back?
This is the point.
Like, that's the only way you can do it.
This is the point that I'm saying, JP. You addressed it and you said exactly what I said. So he not a street nigga though. I don't know who exactly you addressing or you relating to. I'm sure it's probably Drake and the rest of them. But that was the point of this, is the definition of a street nigga, or that aspiration or title to be a street nigga, gotta go the fuck away. Like, at some point, that's cool. It's a difference between being able to defend your family, yourself, and hold yourself down and being okay. Like, let's keep it a buck. Oh, I'm good at any hood is a good thing to say if you want to go to every hood, or if that's some shit that you aspire to.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't aspire to be.
I'm straight. I'm good.
There's nothing.
I'm good.
Food.
Yeah, keep it corny and safe, bro.
The thing is that it's one thing to be a product of your environment, which majority of street niggas are products of their environment. Majority of the gangbangers are products of their environment. It's another thing to be given access to another environment and not go there.
And not take advantage of it.
Right. You're given access to a better situation. Yes. You clown on suburb kids for wanting to be gangbangers because they grew up in the burbs. Like, why would you want to do this? But it's no different than those who have access to a better life, a safer lifestyle, have the access to take their family out of that life and refuse to do it. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
And see, that's the thing, is Dirk might be a generational street nigga by nature, but again, the point is if the dream was to get the fuck up out of it, why stay in it? Sorry, not sorry.
But see, that's always my question with it, because we keep assuming that. Right? That's always my question, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, we keep assuming that, and I would assume that too. Like, if the dream was to get out of here, and you are out of here, why do you keep going back? Why you keep pulling yourself in? So something is going on. There's a disconnect.
It's not easy for us living in the burbs, fam. Them niggas got more money than both of us, all of us.
And everybody here, what are we talking about?
What are you talking about? They literally moved away and can access a life that we've never even tapped into, fam. I can guarantee you that
they have access to people who have more money than you can dream of, and that are willing to pay them money to do things.
And you got to understand that there is a mental part that goes into it. I'm not the nigga that's saying the objective is to get out of burbs. I can listen to what you're saying and your work ethic and say that your objective was to get out of it. If you say in every other line you're trying to live this life, do this, that, and blah 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 blah, and I can't believe that everybody, you're not going to convince me that your objective is to get out here and beef and or die over some street violence and some gang shit. It don't add up. So I'm not the one that's putting the words in the mouth. I'm saying exactly what it is that's being portrayed out there. No growth does not come with having money, but there should be Derrick Rose and other guys, right? There's Derrick Rose and the rest of them that come from the streets, but we all know historically there's street niggas that'll sit back and say, hey, listen, don't touch him, leave him alone. He gonna make it. Right. We know this.
Right.
We've seen this. Those are OGs. These are people that sit back and talk to you. These are real life stories that happen. There has to be, and there should always be, people around you, if not yourself, that sit back and say, I don't like this. I don't like this for my mama. How many rappers say, I'm gonna get my mama out the hood? Why they say that then? If you haven't recognized the problem, why say that then? Is it just some shit to say? And if it is some shit to just say, if you just saying it just to say,
I agree. I agree.
But you have to recognize a problem in there. And I understand that money comes with different demons. And if your brother's killed and so on and so forth, nobody's in the way of telling you, yo, don't retaliate or don't use your money for this and don't, whatever. But there should be a sense of bettering yourself, of whether that's for your kids or whatever, that we're talking about right here. This is what we're addressing. There's a part of all of this that says them dudes have access to a world that my black ass, Jason's black ass, and the rest of us right here just don't have access to. That's not a suburban thing. I don't know these niggas' address, but I know they can get to and live around the Kardashians, etc. So the lifestyle and the shit that you have and you're privy to, I don't have, but I have common sense that says I don't want to go back to that, and I don't want to invite that into me. I know if you come to my house, there's a difference between me having a gun and me going to the hood and me getting shot, or me inviting that drama in. I understand street code. I understand that there's a level to, you know, the shit that you tapped into and the people around. I understand that there's a sense of responsibility for getting these dudes and pulling these dudes in, or you fake, or you doing this. I get this shit every day. I had people tell me that I'm fake and I ain't shit because they ain't eating. And I ain't even in the position of these other niggas. More so, who the fuck are you to tell me that I should be feeding you when you're a grown ass man? I get it. I know people feel that way. But why work that hard? And that's my point. If you're telling me guys like Ice Cube or Jay-Z or whatever that haven't seen real shit and have a higher agenda and do these things, don't understand the pressures that come with being a street nigga, drug dealer, or whatever, and move past it, is lost within other. It's a choice, is my point. It's a choice.
It's a choice. It's 100% a choice. And like JP is saying, there's niggas who really love the streets, and so it's not necessarily them getting getting out of the environment and put in position to get out of the environment. It's, oh shit, I got a lot of money now. I don't have to sell drugs for this, but I can still do what I'm doing because I don't want to leave here because this is my home. This is my environment. It's the only thing I know. They're gonna keep doing it, which is that's all Dirk knows.
The point of the conversation is not to shit on them. I'm literally just pointing out the fact that there has to be a conversation that goes on that says, yes, there is this street life and there are these black brothers, kings, whatever you want to call them, that are out here doing great things. And I'm on record. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. The guy is doing things that I have not done, whether that be musically, touching Drake, being in places and things and winning, you know, environments that I can't touch and most of us will never touch. There has to be a conversation that goes on to let them brothers know you don't have to resort to the street shit for us to love you. You don't have to resort to the street shit for you to be felt like you King Kong or the king or successful or winning or whatever. You don't have to do it. Raise your kids. It ain't even as deep as sitting back saying buy the next Bugatti or do the next song with Drake. It's as simple as saying live long enough to be a grandfather, live long enough to, you know, see your kids graduate and so on and so forth. I don't understand the people that's around them, and I've never listened to people that are around me that sit back and say, hey, you supposed to do this, why, whatever. All I'm saying is advocate for a bigger thing. Is all right, let's take it on a smaller scale. If we're sitting back and we support the next album and this nigga's on his next album and he got fucking guns blazing at the enemies and talking about the ops and so on and so forth, what are we saying? He's gonna keep absolutely right. He's going to keep doing it if all we talk about within the black community is shining, right? Shining, stunting, so on and so forth, right? Okay, so now you got to do it that wins $30K and spends $20K not cleaning his credit, not going out taking care of his family, not making sure that he's straight and set up or putting a down payment on the house. This nigga bought a chain
for $20K.
For $20K, 30.
Bro, he didn't even keep half of the money.
This is where I think this is my issue with this generation of rappers and this generation of artists that are coming up, is that I think when you talk about a lot of artists that came up from the hood in the 90s, they all had OGs and older people around them that they respected, that guided them. These artists beneath us that are coming up in this generation after us, they're in a completely different environment. They have social media. They have access to millions of people who are feeding into this lifestyle, who love it, who thrive on it, who want to hear this shit. They want to see a video on Instagram of you pissing on your op's dead homie's grave. They want to see that. They love it. They thrive off of it. It makes them money. Then you have executives and people in this industry who are like, this dude is making us a lot of money. I know he may not last to see 30, but we gonna get paid. Let him do what he gonna do. So I feel bad for artists like that.
Dead rappers make more money.
That's everything I had to say right there.
Dead rappers make more money.
The label, man. The label. Nobody talks about the label.
The label does not give a damn where you live. If you want to stay in the ghetto, if you want to keep having beef, because you know what? I own you whether you're alive or dead. This work is timeless. I'm going to keep making money after you die. So it comes down to a point where we keep complaining about black men shooting black men, these young black kids dying or staying in the streets. But it's like, what do you want them to do? They don't have no guidance. Nobody's guiding them. People are eating off of them.
Listen, this is why I brought up the conversation, because at the end of the day, you're right. The record label's gonna do what the record labels do, and dead rappers do sell a lot of fucking records. We could talk about DMX, we could talk about Tupac, we could talk about Biggie, we could talk about whoever, right? We could do this all day. My point in this is, at some point, I'm sitting with three brothers who I don't think is corny than a motherfucker. I'm sorry, two. Actually, three people, period, that I don't think are corny, lame. Most of the people in here are not corny, lame. I don't think they low lifes. I wouldn't waste my time with most of the people in conversation that tune into this or whatever. And it's a simple algorithm for me. It's simple shit that I see. You ain't out here showing your ass, only fanning, even if that's the thing that makes these people popular or the thing that makes these girls, get followers and so on and so forth. My man Santana ain't out here, popping his little man buns and shit. Like it's a lot of things that go on a day-to-day basis. Marcus ain't out here posting guns and bags and holding money phones up. These things to me have to have a conversation. I know what the labels are gonna do. I know what the sheep are gonna do. All I'm saying is somebody at some point has to step in and have the hard conversation of, it's better to live than to die over dumb shit. And just to be fair, I'm not necessarily just talking about street shit. I've said the same thing about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Hey, listen, if you've heard anything I've ever said, to get out here and risk your life and to do these things, to have a street sign named after you on account of niggas barbecuing over the holiday and your family's missing you, and the whole objective and the premise of what you stood for is lost, fuck that. It's no one way or two ways around it. Like, I'm just not willing to die over some shit that most niggas, or a lot of niggas and a lot of the people, deem as admirable or a martyr. Tupac, Thug Life, or whatever. Oh, he stood for this, that, and the third. That boy was like 19, 20 years old, talk about revolutionary, bro. And we'll never understand exactly where he was going with that. Why? We don't know. Mystery. Police never solved it. We don't know if Biggie killed him, Tupac killed him, whatever. I mean, Biggie killed him, Diddy killed him, Suge killed him. We don't know what the fuck going on, but we understand that there's guys out here and there's a legacy that goes on within it that's either A, misunderstood, lost in translation, or never be fucking fulfilled, because once you gone, your record's gonna sell, but you gone. Your family missing, your mama missing you, your kids missing you, the world missing you. Everybody miss you when you gone, and it's too late. I can say the same about DMX and so on and so forth. So it's not just a street thing for me. It is a thing about finding a way to get your message across and live and outlive your body of work. That's all I'm saying. If Dirk's whole premise was to get out of the hood, or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm putting words in the mouth. Maybe it's not. But I do know that he would get that shit up for his brother to be back, or was it King Von and everybody else that's died? I think it's 2 or 3 people within the last year that died over what? Over who? Over what? I don't know the killers. I don't know the beef. All I know is you touchable and you put yourself out there. If that's enough for the fame, that's wild to me. That's all I'm saying. Lame shit. I would rather be lame, out the way, fake, whatever you want to call me, and watch my son, my daughters, my family, my friends grow, thrive, me leave a legacy, me leave some money, me leave a 401k, corny shit.
Corny
and
and
sit
safe,
back
bro.
and buy 20K chain, or be in a Bentley or rap about this, that, and the third, and it go to what? It can't bring nobody back, can't do that. So that's the conversation I'm trying to have. That's it. Lane versus street shit.
But you know what? Even with the conversation, and I'm glad we're having it, I mean, just the mentality may or may not change. you know, in his situation, it's like you said, you know what? I was doing this anyway before I got rich. So I'm gonna still do the same thing. Like now I'm just rich. So go ahead, Saquon.
It's even deeper than just the street shit. It's deeper than the violence, like you guys were touching on earlier. It goes into the amount of drug use that we see that's going on with these artists and with kids in our community. I can't tell you out here how many people have died in the last year on drug overdose because it's glorified in music to sip lean and walk around with bottles of promethazine and have bricks of promethazine in your pocket and to be doing coke and popping pills. And it's just, it's like you were saying, D, like at what point is life the goal? At what point is living the goal? You got the money, but you can't take it with you. Yeah. Like when do we shift the goal to you want to live and see your family enjoy the fruits of your hard work and success? You're working so hard to get yourself to a better position, whether you want to be out of the hood or not. You want to be in a better position. You want to have money. You don't want to see your family struggle. At what point do you want to actually sit back and be able to enjoy that shit?
Well, listen, let me backtrack. Jason, what part of MLK versus street niggas you think is not the same, bro? I have to know. And you know, this is my brother. Me and JP rarely see eye to eye on a lot of different shit, but that's my brother's my brother. But you're not going to tell me that standing up for a hood, a street, a belief in any capacity and dying. I seen Kodak Black get the key to a city today, bro. Florida, whatever, for his philanthropy or whatever the fuck. Kodak Black. Sorry, not sorry, but I've seen Kodak Black. I've seen other rappers and shit like that get it. And I seen Martin Luther King get a Martin Luther King deal. He did have a purpose, bro. He had a purpose. And I stand on what I've always said, and y'all hear me say on here. At the end of the day, Martin Luther King marched for us. He stood for us. He preached for us, just like Malcolm X, even if they didn't believe and, you know, work together in the same shit. But you're still talking about a falsehood of a belief. White people owning us or white people giving us freedom, to me, is never going to sit well with me. I'm sorry, not sorry. White people sitting back, or you begging white people or America to sit back and give you some freedoms and the rest of that shit, is a wild fucking thing to me. I'm sorry, not sorry. Martin Luther King had daughters. He had a wife. He had the rest of them. Malcolm too. I understand the bigger picture in history, but when you stop and you think about what actually happened, I just saw a bill for Asian hate pass without. I don't know a fucking Asian martyr. I don't. America gave them to her. America gave that shit to him like this. I seen a couple clips. I saw
that shit through the express lane. That shit was on. Hey, look through the express lane, Joe.
Fam,
that was self checkout. They went to self checkout and got that done. All right, done.
Anybody tell me who is the Asian MLK right now in America? And don't tell me about different times. Don't tell me about hashtag, because we got every hashtag that's out there, from Breonna Taylor to Sean Taylor.
I get what both of y'all are saying. Like I get it from both angles.
I understand what he's trying to go. I'm trying to paint another picture too. And the picture that I'm trying to paint is MLK has a street in every city in the world that we're not gonna lie and say it ain't violent. We're not gonna lie and say who's the Big Pun just got a fucking street. Big Pun. I think Tupac got a statue and the rest of that shit. I just told you that Kodak Black got a street. Asian hate crime bill just passed, and I'm not saying that it didn't move shit, but at the end of the day, stop fucking playing with me. I think if Martin Luther King, Boondocks did it best. If Martin Luther King could come back and see what the fuck we doing today, I don't think he's down for this, bro. Sorry, not sorry. You can be mad, but if Martin Luther King sat back and could see the shit that's going, I don't even think niggas like his son. I think every time Martin Luther King's son get in the news, what are you talking about?
They always tell him shut the fuck up every time he
Bruce Lee
opens his mouth.
All I'm saying is Asian hate crime bill passed.
Mr. Miyagi.
Right. We still don't have.
I'm ignoring LD, man.
Listen, you're not lying. He's being sarcastic and funny.
Jeremy Lin.
Listen, he's being sarcastic and funny, but Jeremy Lin did advocate for a good 2 weeks, saying that he was told this X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth, that he was said this, that, and the third. And before we knew it, Asian hate crime bill was passed by the same president that we called Uncle Joe, invited him to the barbecue and everything else. And we've gotten what? I think he really campaigned on our backs.
Of course he did.
Well, all Democrats do.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Either fucking way, we ain't held him accountable is my point. So we're still in the same boat. So it's gonna take another MLK to stand up and get him to pass the black crime bill or whatever the fuck we looking for as a collective. Somebody help me understand. All I'm saying to you is that street life and the rest of that shit is advocating for a false sense of freedom and unity that we just, it don't make sense to me. That's all. Kill me, sue me, ban me. I don't know. Zuckerberg. Maybe I'm saying some shit that's wrong and I deserve to be reported or something. But at some point, we got to call it what the fuck it is. And just naming a street after somebody and giving them a holiday ain't really steps. A matter of fact, I'll go as far.
And the funny thing about that, and I'm glad you brought the holiday, that wasn't even celebrated by all 50 states, one of which the only way they would celebrate it, the only way they did celebrate it was because they got a Super Bowl taken away from them. So revenue caused that one. So look, man, I get what you're saying, but and I don't necessarily disagree with that. On the other hand, as I listen, as no saying goes, in war there will be sacrifice, and there are some that will stand on the sword for us, and there's some that will sacrifice for the better good. Does that always mean it will happen? No, it does not. And unfortunately, I see where you're going with it. So he died. He is no longer with us right now. And for what? For us to watch a man get, on him by a police officer for 9 minutes, for more people to get shot unarmed, for like that's where you're going with it. So I get it and I understand it. But to say that it's done nothing would be false.
No. Listen,
but I understand. But I do understand where you're at and where you're coming from. I don't necessarily disagree with that either. And I mean, just to kind of, as we tie a bow on it, just to say how we got this started is that I agree with my man that I believe he was, a dude that was in the streets about, hey, Lil Durk, you need to stop doing this. Too many people are dying. As he said, I'm a real dude. I'm really out here doing this. You ain't out here. But your people are dying in front of you. For what?
Let's keep it a buck. The fact that I'm saying leave the streets alone being a negative connotation and you got to explain that is all I really need to say. I mean, telling somebody to do better, and I believe that you can do better and you can aspire to do better, being met with resistance in our culture is wild in and of itself. To tell somebody that's black and powerful and significant to live, brother, live for your family is wild in and of itself. For me to have any kind of resistance to sit back and say, hey, man, listen, I understand what you stand for. I understand you're a positive brother. You're real. You're doing this and you're doing great things. Think about living. And it's met with shit, I don't know, man. That's
because our culture, because us is
tell me that.
It's wild as hell, but we have to really sit back and think about it. And the foundation of us as African Americans is survival, not living. None of us were ever taught how to live. We were all taught how to survive. Our parents were not taught how to live. They were all taught how to survive because that's all we knew. We weren't exposed to living. We were exposed to survival. It's deep within us. That's all we know. We have to break free from that. And so it's very hard to break that mentality. I can't remember who it was that said it in the comments, but it really is psychological. It really is psychological. It's not even so much of someone telling you, hey, there's another life. That's a deep-rooted thing psychologically that you need to break. And it's something that we don't like to talk about, because then you start going into things that deal with emotional and mental traumas that we need to deal with. And us in the Black community don't like to talk about that kind of thing. But it really does boil down to where our foundation of us and our existence is survival, not living. We weren't taught how to live. We were only taught how to survive. And so that's where you get these guys who love the streets because that's all they know is survival. That's survival for them. They've never known living.
No, listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. I watched this show on Netflix called High on the Hog, man, and it highlighted our food and slavery and what we brought here and everything else. And if anybody knows anything about me, I'm a reader, I'm a studier. Uh, I consider myself highly intelligent, even if I throw ignorance out there. A lot of the ignorance that I throw out there is with a reason. I know what goes on in America, and I understand the connotations that come with our living. And regardless of what people say, I just listen. I'm from the hood. I may have lived in the suburbs after junior high. I may live in the suburbs now. I'm a hood product. My entire family, who I'm detached from, admittedly, and may feel some kind of way about that, are still in the hood. South side, west side, you name it, mostly south side, Chicago. I don't have a lot of ties, and I'm not ever claiming to be a hood nigga, nor do I want to. I've always thought different. To be taught certain things and to feel different or to feel outcast or to feel as though you have to be a certain way around people or act a certain way to be accepted, never been me. You don't gotta like me. I understand what you go through, but if I had a message to anybody, it'd be the same thing. Like I see my little cousins, I see, uncles, cousins, family, and I say, yo, do better. And I even try to help. But whether you're taught or not, I still move with the idea of what Jason said several times in this. It is a choice. Yes, I could grab a gun and rail rag right now. Yes, I could go back to where they at. And I probably could lay a few niggas down. Probably have. I could probably sell drugs. I could probably thrive in the scamming business. I could probably do a lot of different things and be all right. And I might get away with it for a little bit. All I'm saying is, as a collective, yes, there are some people that think this is okay. But as a collective, when can we start having a hard conversation of saying that it is okay to be different, to be weird, to live? That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to make it okay to say, hey, fam, hey, Dirk, you don't got to retaliate. Don't spend your money on that. Don't spend your energy on that. I understand that it's pain. I understand that it's hurt. But what you do from this point on dictates the rest of your future. Your kids, your family, your last name, everything else. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the man shouldn't have feelings. I'm not saying that it's not a struggle or it's not hard or he's not tempted. I'm simply saying, even with the PTSD, Sheena, there are certain things that are innate within us as any man or woman that says, fuck this, fuck that. I'm going to act on this, but you have to have some sort of reserve that says, what is that going to do for me? How does this end? That's it. That's the only conversation that I'm having. There has to be certain people around, and I saw a few people. I think they said it was King Von's uncle or some shit that addressed it and said, "Hey, fam, you're in a different realm, in a different bracket than us. You don't need to be doing this, that, and the third." And there has to be people around that said that. Otherwise, you're dealing with a bunch of people that say, "Shit, do what you got to do." Shit.
But see, but you know what though? Ironically, those might have to be the people that tell him, because those are the people that he respects. Those are the people that are in his community that he respects and that he doesn't want to leave. Okay, because you got to understand this. We all know this too. It ain't always the message, it's the messenger. It's who tells you this. Who do you respect? So a lot of these times it may be you, it may be somebody else, but who does he respect that can come out? So that if it's King Von's uncle, then he can come out and say, "Hey, we got to stop. We didn't lost King Von. We didn't lost your brother. I'm in this because I have to be. You do not have to be. So get out of this because we don't need to do this anymore." So if that's the person that he respects, because mentality change is hard, man. It is so different. It's because it's so deep rooted into who you are. And it doesn't matter. The money doesn't mean that, oh, well, now I'm Jay-Z. Something happened in the process with Jay that he went ahead and something happened in the process with Ice Cube. And that hasn't happened with Lil Durk yet. And maybe, unfortunately, what happened with his brother may change him. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's not always that we're not having the conversation. It's that we're not listening. We're not accepting the conversation. And to give an example off of that, like when you're coming out of college, and you're starting to go into the NFL draftee process, you talk to even before the process starts, You talk to so many financial advisors that tell you how to run your money. You talk to so many people about where to put your money, what to do with it, how to do with it, when to do it. I mean, it's endless amount of resources that you have. Once you start going through the process of knowing this could possibly happen, even if it's not, you have the ability to take this. Why do fools end up broke? Because they didn't listen. It wasn't the messenger, or not even the messenger. It wasn't a message. It was because you didn't receive it.
You're right.
You didn't want to listen to it. So it's like nobody should ever go broke that's handed this amount of money. Never. Because we are going to tell you what to do with it and how not to be broke. But you get broke. But you broke. So how does this happen? Because the person who's supposed to receive it didn't want to listen to it, didn't like the messenger, but it wasn't always the message. So it's a deep-rooted man. And even with that, especially for us, because it's like, listen, I'm about to get everything that I never had before. I've been waiting on this my whole life. And for the first time, I can go in a place and say, you know what? I can afford it. I don't have to look at my bank account. I can go in and get anything I want. And that is a feeling of freedom that we thought we would never, ever have.
No, I agree.
Okay. But sometimes you can abuse it because you've never had it and you've been wanting for it for so long. And then you end up in a situation you shouldn't be, you know? So there's many things from a mentality of where we come from in our community that we need to address. And unfortunately, we can't save them all. But in this case, in this situation, those that do have a public platform and that can shape so many people because they are the messenger that so many will listen to, we have to try to save those.
You know,
because those are the ones that are delivering the message to our community.
The other part of that is what we already know, man. Unfortunately, we live in a society where a platform such as ours won't get the clickbait. It won't get the conversation started. It won't get the viewers. It won't get the viewership. It won't get the sponsorship. It won't get the rest of that. And a lot of these talks that we have and have had will fall on deaf ears. And I understand the negativity travels fast. You know why? Because that's what the media pushes. That's what's going out there. And I understand all of that. But, you know, that's, again, I have a platform, whether it's 10 people viewing, 100 people, 1,000, 100,000 people or whatever. I just feel the need to come on here and say what I know and I feel in my heart. And I always say, I don't gain shit from this. It ain't like I'm sitting back with my music or any of my platforms and I'm leading you astray to the point where it profits me. Fam, I'm losing viewership. I'm out here and I'm really telling some shit that I feel like most people will listen to. I'm wearing my man's shirt. You know what I'm saying? Santana's wearing his people's shirt, so on and so forth. It's a platform in which I choose to get on weekly, bi-weekly, whatever the case is, and promote what I think is worth talking about and discussing. And most of the time it is in the positive direction, even if there's a negative condensation with it. It's love. It's real. It's about progression. And yes, you dealing with people who can't buy things or feel like that for the first time I can do and achieve these things and get the recognition or the feeling. And there's, again, I'm not knocking none of that. I'm not even downplaying none of that, because if you can go out and do it and you work so hard for it, who the fuck am I to tell you what to do with your money? All I'm saying is, whether you want to blame it on the labels, whether you want to blame it on social media, whether you want to blame it on the environment or whatever, there's a piece of us in our mind that sit back and who's the guy attached to them? Lil Reese. The guy keep getting shot. There's nobody, hood or suburban, that thinks that life and the things that he's doing is acceptable and okay. Everybody probably feels the exact same way. Fam, you need to chill. And that's the little part of me that's saying, stop waiting until it's too late or whatever. I think there's, and I guess what I'm saying is there's people out there that probably said that Biggie shouldn't have went to LA. Tupac probably should have pieced it up. There's a lot of people in hindsight that see the demise of people and feel like it could have been prevented. I'll go so low as to say, let's take Tyson in boxing. Most people look, shit, Nick, what's the boy that fought last night? What's the boy that fought last night from Stockton?
Nate Diaz.
Nate
Diaz. Most people have it in them to say, yo, fam, even if it's family, man, chill out. You just get knocked out. Mike Tyson, yo, fam, you out here biting people, chill out. If you don't have that drive, or you don't have them people around you that's gonna stop you, and it's sad to watch guys like Mike Tyson that sit back and eventually in the public's eye go, yeah, I just don't have this no more in me. And it's a sad thing to say, but there should have been people around him to say it. And whether I get ridiculed or put on the cross, I'm gonna say it. At some point, you gotta live. That's all I'm up here saying. I really don't have nothing else to say, and I don't have no judgment on people and what they do with their life, their money. I'm not in that position. Most people will argue. J. Cole even went so far on his album to say, if you clowning a millionaire, the joke is on you. Hey, who am I? I don't got nothing. But what I do know is somebody has to have the hard, and I'm gonna reiterate, the hard conversation that tells us to live on any platform. Live. Hey, fam, live for your family. That's cool.
Just to let these young brothers know, you are worth more to us alive than dead. That's it. You are worth more to us alive than dead. Like, and you have to believe that. But you have to believe your life is worth that, though. And that's the problem that we have. You just have to believe your life is worth it. I mean, and we can go on for the next 2 hours about it, because of how deep-rooted it is. But like you said, just to wrap a bow on it, to all of these young men, you are worth far more to us alive than dead. Far more. To us, your family, to everybody involved with you. And that's what we have to value at some point in time. We have to be able to see our grandfathers and great-grandfathers and see generations of Black men, which we don't get to see because we don't value our life. And once we can be able to see that, then we can say, hey, it's okay for us to grow old. It's okay. We're supposed to grow old. It's funny because when they were doing the verses with the Earth, Wind, and Fire and Ozzy Brothers, and somebody had a joke about getting old, and Steve Harvey said, getting old is the goal.
Absolutely.
He said, don't get old and see what's going to happen. Don't get old and see what's going to happen. But see, in our head, we don't ever see it, so we don't care. We don't think about that. No, getting old is the goal. Getting old and growing is the goal. To see generations of our family is the goal. It is the goal. To have generational wealth that we can see, that we can watch grow. That is the goal. Yeah. So until we can capture that, until we can do that, it's going to be tough. But again, to wrap up on it, man, listen, you're worth far more to us alive than dead, man. Far more.
That's the only message I'm giving, man. Whether you know somebody that's in the street, that love the hood, fam, all we saying up here, all I'm saying, and anybody that's understanding exactly where I'm going, that's cool, that's great, right? Congratulations, you're a street nigga. Live, nigga. Live. All the other shit, because when you gone, hate to say it, but outside of your baby mama, your mama, your kids, and Instagram posting a year from now, oh, we lost such and such on a year from now, don't pass this because you lost. That shit is whack, bro. Like, this shit is whack. Nothing good comes from it. Niggas is gonna profit off your dead album sales and everything else. All I'm saying up here, hate it or love it, is when you see somebody going through that shit and you think that it's, I don't know, the edge, the line that they walk, just tell them it's all right to not retaliate. Just tell them it's all right. Quick story on that. I still haven't talked to somebody in my family since King Von passed away. And they have made a comment about, RIP. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but mostly to a real gangster. So I went to this young person. I said, listen, don't post that. You can be sad and feel a certain way that King Von is gone, right, but don't post about him being a real gangster. A, because you don't know nothing about being a real gangster. And B, being a real gangster is what got him killed. Okay, so now a brother is gone, a son is gone, a possible father is gone. That is a mentality we're trying to pull out of our community. Yeah. We're trying to pull that out, and yet you're promoting it through social media. And to this day, this family member of mine who's very close to me, we haven't spoken because of that, because they can't understand that, because they think it's that cool, and that's what he wanted to be, so it's okay. Here's my thing, man, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. That's my platform. I don't really talk to people like that. I got too many cousins, little cousins and shit been shot, street life, so on and so. I'm estranged. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, every one of my family members, every fucking one of them is still in Chicago or some sort of hood or somewhere, and that's their life. I don't talk to zero of them. And if I do talk to them, it's an exchange. That's just God's honest truth. This is just me being transparent. I'm literally from Chicago projects. I'm literally from the Robert Taylors. I'm literally from the low end. I'm literally from all of that shit, right? I'm not a part of that. And when you have them conversations with them and you see them lean, guns, jail, bracelets, for some reason, I'm not the guy to listen to. I'm not the guy to listen to. I'm literally, you understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you factually, and I'll probably look back at this and be pissed off. The next time we have a conversation in regards to these things, or somebody look back, they'll be dead or their faces on a picture or on some type of t-shirt or something. And it'll be a cycle where the brother, the cousins, the father, the uncle, somebody retaliates and continues that little cycle, and it'll be RIP, and it'll be t-shirts, and it'll be the bros, and long live the bros and everything else. And I'll be the guy that didn't attend the funeral, that don't have shit to say, that was out of touch, that don't have shit to say about it, that didn't love, and so on and so forth. When in actuality, if you look back at the conversations I've had, I've only ever tried to steer motherfuckers right. So I have to stay out of the way. So this is personal to me because all of this is Chicago. All of this shit is street shit. And I'm literally talking from a place of personal experience. They're going to die or be a part of this little cycle that they think is cool because this is what is glorified. And nobody's telling them it's not. In the conversations that I have with them, it's like, hey, because I'm gonna come fuck with you. Hey, cuz you living a life and so on and so forth. And I've literally had PPP loan conversations. Come visit me. Come get out of this. Don't leave that street, leave that street life alone. What you doing with that? Why you sipping that? What you doing this? And it'll never, ever, ever hit the way that it's supposed to because everybody else around them is okay with it. And nobody's saying that. I can't be the only nigga. I'm in Houston. You telling me I'm the only nigga that see what they post? You telling me I'm the only motherfucker that don't think that it's okay? I mean, literal popping shit on live about the ops. I mean this shit. I can't make this shit up. I mean, literally, the cops can see it. I can see it. It's public. Your ops can see it. Your friends can see it. Cool. The comments. Nobody's telling them it's not cool. And
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that. We just know they're not listening. That's what we do know.
Well,
that's
either way, what I do know, I do know is if people are listening, because I'm 37, never touched jail, never touched drugs, never had any parts of that. What I do know is I'm not the nigga to listen to, and it reflects in how it's addressed or the cycle that continues, because I'm just talking about home ownership and everything else, and it just doesn't register. But I know that. I can see it the way I'm addressed.
There's an old saying, D, that goes, when the pupil is ready, the teacher will appear. And there's an old saying, and when they're not ready, it doesn't matter what you say. Okay, when they're not ready, it doesn't matter the message. It doesn't matter. When the pupil is ready, the teacher will appear. So if whoever it is, when they're ready to listen to you, to listen to the homeowner, to listen to all that, and they're ready to make a move, you will appear. Until then, you will not. And that's just as simple as that. So like I said, we're not going to reach the rest of our topic. We can go on for this for the next couple hours, but at some point, it is what it is, unfortunately, and it ain't what it ain't. So, we could put a bow on this and kind of move on to our next topic.
All right, so I'm gonna end that with saying live. But that being said, we wanted to talk about can ambitious people thrive in this environment of this world, or this marriage or whatever? Can that happen?
What do you mean by ambitious? Be more specific.
Apparently it was in relation to Kim K and Kanye West. Am I losing that?
Yeah, you on point. You on point.
Okay, so somewhere along them lines, and I'm not sure where, so somebody else can take it from there. But what I read was Kim K and Ken couples ambition thrive. Can they be successful in their relationships?
Yes and no. It depends on who you're partnered with.
Okay, am I getting it right though, Sable?
Yeah, no. The thing is like, so the situation between Kim and Kanye that we know as of right now, or that's been brought to light, they've been showing clips of Kim giving interviews about how she can't be the wife that Kanye needs.
Okay.
And reason being is that Kanye he wants to live in, I think it's Wyoming or Montana, one of them country ass states. Wyoming. Yeah. So he wants to move state to state. He wants to live in Wyoming. He wants to do this. He has things that he wants to do. It doesn't align with what she wants to do. And so my question is that you see, it's not uncommon to see couples who are in the industry divorce, right? It's not uncommon to meet someone in the industry that's been married multiple times or has been tied to multiple different people. The thing is that there are some who do last, but when you look at the relationship, like if you look at a Jay-Z and Beyonce, all their dirt aside, they seem to be thriving because they're in the same industry. Their goals and where they want to move is aligned. It's parallel. Whereas you have a Kim and Kanye, they're in two separate worlds. Kanye is an artist, a fashion designer. He has these things he wants to do. Kim is far more of an entrepreneur. She wants to be a lawyer. She has all these different brands she wants to do. It takes, there's other things that they don't align necessarily. They might connect in certain points, but they don't really align, and it actually draws you further apart. So my question is if you have two ambitious people, can they actually survive in a relationship? At what point do the problems start?
I think Kim and Kanye were wrong for each other to be. That's just me.
We knew that in the start.
But if you really, even them aside, if you look at other couples and you listen to the reasons why they break up,
like who?
It's not because I'm just any Hollywood couple. If you really look at it, for the most part,
J-Lo into this. We know she fought.
No. I'm not even putting J-Lo in it. I'm talking about even if you want to talk about like white celebrities. Not all the time is it because I'm throwing it out there. I don't have anybody off the top of my head. I don't keep up with everybody's marriage. Okay. What I'm saying is for the most part,
that's what
it's usually a lot of fights, a lot of separation. They're not around each other. They usually tell you in the end they couldn't build a relationship. So it's a matter of and even in people who aren't celebrities, a lot of my friends who are ambitious and successful, they can't keep relationships because the partner can't keep up. Or the partner has their own goals and moves other ways.
It's so difficult to say just because every relationship is different, right? So just to say that somebody is more ambitious than the other isn't always the reason why they are no longer there or they're not together. As far as Hollywood,
so let me clarify. That's not what I'm saying. If we're both ambitious, right?
Right.
At what point do my goals and your goals pull us further apart?
I know. I didn't misunderstand what you're saying. I'm getting to that. And I like I said, it's a little bit deeper than that. When we talk about the Kim and Kanye thing, obviously I don't know because I'm not in a relationship. But just from what we do know, I don't think that was always a thing. Now, I do believe in some sort
No.
Like,
I want to get away from Kim and Kanye because it's not specifically about them, but her comment.
No, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to the comment. So based on her comment and what she was saying as far as that, and we're just using them as example because that's the only one that we know, right? That in her comments. So based on what she was saying is, listen, as far as two ambitious people, I do understand what you're saying. I do agree. If you're moving down the same lane, it's a little bit easier for you to stay together. If you're moving down the same lane, if you're moving down separate lanes, you have to understand that even though you may be married to your ambition, you also are married to your wife or your husband. And those things cannot be put on the back burner. All right, they cannot. Right. Now you understand that, listen, while I'm doing this, there are certain things that I have to do that I have to commit to, as long as you understand that. But there are certain things that you know that you are still my wife or my husband, and that I will still give you the ambition that you need and that you deserve while I'm doing this. But there are always times where you have to make sacrifice in life as just a couple and say, hey, I have to do this for us and I'm doing it for us. And certain things are going to be missed because of that. Now, in that situation, I believe that Kim was married to, even if it's not Kim, anybody in this situation, she was married to her business and her brand. And that's what always mattered. Kanye never mattered as much as her brand did. And as a person, if that was me dating someone, I don't care. If your brand was more important than us or our family and me, that's where we have the problem. And I think she sees that and she knows that. And that's why she made the comment is that I should be able to move to Wyoming with him. I should be able to do these things with him and support him in his dream. But I can't do that. But the reason why you can't do that is you can't do that with anybody. It's not just Kanye. It's because your marriage is to your brand. So, and when your brand becomes bigger.
Does anybody remember way before 444 dropped, Jay-Z dropped a song called Lost Ones?
Yeah.
Anybody remember this? Do you remember the second verse? We ain't we. That's me and her. Because what she prefers over me is work. And that's where we defer. So I have to give her free time, even if it hurts. So breathe, mommy, it's deserved. You've been put on this earth to be all you can be, like the reserves. And me, my time in this army, yes, sir. So I have to give her free time to, like he went in with all the bees and stuff way before people alluded to, he admitted to the infidelity and so on and so forth. He laid that out, and that's what Marcus is talking about. When you have somebody, you have to admit that they care about their work or their body of work or their legacy and they so on and so forth more than you, it's gonna be a problem. When you're choosing a partner, unfortunately, rich or otherwise, rich or poor, you have to choose somebody that understands that it's a collective. We both have to be in this. You have to be able to tell me that ain't it. I have to be able to tell you that ain't it. We have to be able to communicate and open the line of communication to say, hey, listen, I know you here, but I need you there.
Right.
But that has to be important to them. So when you say, I need you there.
Regardless of what level, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Regardless of what level you want, as a truck driver, right? And I'm sure Santana can relate because he drove trucks. As a truck driver, if I'm on the road, I need to know that you got the house. I need to know that you're safe. I don't need to be worried about shit. I need to know that the communication and the line of communication is open. I'm not touring. I'm not out here with hussies and everything. I'm in a truck. You know what I'm saying? So if at the end of the day, I'm getting a text message that says X, Y, and Z is wrong, and I'm a million miles away, I'm stressed. Not only am I stressed, but now I feel a certain kind of way because as a man, I need to get back to that, but I also have to provide. So, it's a lot of things that go on within a relationship that you have to anticipate, you have to know, but you have to know your partner, and you have to have a partner that's going to be able to assist and help and handle the situation.
That understands, like you said.
Yeah. Now, what you can't do is you can't say, oh, you all the way over there and you this. And it's like, man, I don't know if you know this, but this is what pays the bills. This is what we've entered in together. That's not music. That's not fame. That's not riches. And I feel like my point is in any relationship that you have to know your partner. You have to have a line of communication. You have to know what you're getting into. And you have to think of the inevitable or the possibilities and think 2 or 3 steps ahead. But more importantly, you just can't blame me. Like, again, if the roles were reversed and I sit back and say, yo, why you didn't handle and you would feel some kind of way. So in any ambitious shit or any relationship that you're entering, you got to know your partner. You got to know your situation. Y'all both have to know what the fuck is going on and be able to navigate through that. I don't care about how much money is involved or whatever, but if you reap the benefits when it's good, you got to also be there and reap the benefits when it's bad. And you got to have my back when it's good and it's bad too. Just the same as I got to have your back when it's good and it's bad, on my end. So I feel like with the Kim Kardashian or the ambitious shit, all it ever boils down to is get off the fucking internet, stop comparing your life to everybody else, know your partner, and work through it. Because the alternative is you get a motherfucker that don't care. You get a motherfucker that don't pay the bills. You get a motherfucker that's always home. And in which case, you probably tired of them. Then too, we talk about this in the G7 pod chat all the time. Make up your fucking mind. You want a nigga that's a homebody or you want a nigga that's busy? What the fuck do you want?
Both.
Well, the other thing is too is that if you're an ambitious person, right, and you're seeking some sort of way to be an entrepreneur, maybe you shouldn't date. If that goal is more important to you to achieve, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship, because you're always going to, unless you are able to find somebody who is able to accept it, who is able to sacrifice some time with you, who is able to go on that journey with you. And that was kind of my point about, or that was kind of my reasoning for the question, is that even if you get somebody you're compatible with, if you're in this mindset of you have goals you want to achieve, but they also have goals they want to achieve, sometimes it might work for a year or so, but then it gets harder. So it's you have to decide where you are in life, and if you're truly ready to be in a relationship, and if you're willing to sacrifice some of that hard work that you put in, which not a lot of people are willing to do, to make the relationship work. Which is more important to you? Is you achieving this goal or doing whatever it is that you're trying to do more important, or is your relationship with that person more important? And so I think people being in a relationship with two ambitious people can work, but it's very hard. It's not something that's going to come very easy. And you have to be mentally and emotionally mature enough to handle that type of shit, because you will run into a situation where it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's just such a difficult question, just because there's so many ins and outs of relationships, and whether it's celebrity, non-celebrity, ambition or non-ambitious, it's the same core values are still there. It's like respect, communication, importance, those type of things. And when those things fall off, no matter if it's two ambitious people or not, that's where you have the issues. As we talk about in the situation that we have, it's if you're ambitious and you're married again to your brand, and you're not married to your partner, or your brand supersedes your partner, or the things your partner does hurts your brand, so therefore you have a disdain for them because of that, not because of what they've done to you, but because of what they've done to your brand. And basically your brand takes over the relationship. That's when it becomes a problem. As far as two ambitious people, it's like, listen, if I'm ambitious and you're ambitious, I should be able to respect and understand you better than anybody. And I should be the one that promotes you more than anybody. And the one that says, listen, I'm not going to stand in your way to be of greatness, because I don't want you to stand in my way of greatness, but I want you to stand with me in greatness. And however we can get that done, we'll do it.
Right.
But what happens is, that comes down to when the relationship and the person is as important as the success is. Now, when that's not the case, that's when you have the problem. But that's in any relationship. But just so in Hollywood, it matters because you do spend so much time away, and you do spend a lot of time traveling. And then there's more temptation. Then there's a lot more of everything. There's a lot more access. So that's why, and again, that's what we see. But again, you can see the same thing at the dude at the Dollar Tree. You like, damn, how the hell did he cheat on Marie? What happened? You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, when you're choosing a partner, a lot of people negate the fact that either you're not where you want to be, or you're still moving to another level, and you're choosing. Here's my thing: you're choosing, fam. Nobody's forcing you to be here. It's like a job and everything else. Leave if you're not satisfied. At the end of the day, if this is not,
that's where I'm at with it.
If what I'm doing,
you ain't gotta be here.
You do not have to be there. And you've known who I was, what I was about prior to signing up and aligning yourself with me. But okay, let's say it took you some time to figure that out. The bottom line is roll them dice. Shut the fuck up. I just feel like Dollar Tree.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
No, it is because
listen, when you sign a marriage deal, the contract changes a little bit. It does. I mean, it's like we can't act like it doesn't.
I know, but I'm saying to get to the point of marriage is still some shit. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Is what I'm saying. When you have, when you sign on the dotted line and you take them oaths in the process of even getting married in marriage, whether that's Hollywood, Kanye, Kim Kardashian, or Dollar Tree and Lifetime Fitness type shit, fam, you know what you're getting into in a possibility. Right. So let's say Buddy gets laid off from Dollar Tree today. Wasn't paying that much anyway, and you kind of knew that was a possibility, but you could be mad and you could feel the struggle. But the bottom line is, I'm your man, I'm your woman, whatever the case was. You have chosen to ride with me on this journey. But in the bigger scheme of things, when we're talking about ambition, when we're talking about thriving, when we talk about a relationship, what you said was absolutely true. What is it that's bothering you more? Is it the fact that you can't go on trips? Is it the fact that you can't buy that them Gucci slippers or that Birkin bag? What is it that bothering you? Because I'm also stressed that the bills are not getting paid or that I'm laid off. I'm also stressed that I'm not buying and able to buy a Bentley and give you them things. But you adding to my stress only stresses me more. It don't fix shit. That's all that ever comes with any level of man and woman shit. Your options are find a nigga that wants to fuck you, find a woman that wants to fuck you, and you're less stressed about whatever it is that you stress about, whether that's a Birkin or your bills, or you stick with a motherfucker that got you through thick and thin. Most people tend to run towards this is convenient for me as opposed to this is uncomfortable for me. And when it's uncomfortable is when you find out who's who and what's what. But I need you to breathe life into me. I need you to have me the way that I would have you. If at the end of the day you wanted to sell pussy on OnlyFans and that's what you wanted to do, but that's I mean really what you wanted to do, and you got a nigga that don't support that, that's not the man for you. I'm sorry, not sorry. But if that's really in you, it's not in you. If at the end of the day I wanted to be a drug lord and my woman just don't follow me in that, she probably gonna snitch on me. I don't got no Chapo's wife. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to choose a partner, ambitious or otherwise, that has you. And I think most people move under this feeling of obligation, and nobody's holding the gun to your head. Fam, leave at any point. Don't stress me. Leave. It's just that simple. You can leave. If what I'm doing and what I'm talking and discussing with you in the life that I'm living with you and building with you is not conducive to what you see, leave. Whether that's divorce or just deucing out, leave. It's not even worth all the rest of that. I'm ambitious. You have other ambitions. And if your ambition is to be with my squishy, you feel me? Go be with my squishy. I'm just saying. That's just how I see shit on any level. You know, your partner is important. Your partner is very fucking important, because at the end of the day, what most people don't realize is most people are competing with a world that doesn't give a fuck about them. Let's be honest. Most people feel as though they need to be a lawyer or they need to do this and need to do that in order to be accepted by this society or this audience that at the end of the day is going to tell you that Kim Kardashian's ass ain't real. She ain't really that pretty. She ain't this. She fake. She this, that. And Kanye might have been the only one and I'm just speaking about them because this is the topic, but Kanye might have been the only one that's like, I like your little fake ass. I like the fact, or I accept the fact that you got a whole porno out there with Ray J.
But I will say this, and kind of back on the topic, back to the ambition thing, it's like when showing your ass, or you talk about the OnlyFans, when showing your ass supersedes our relationship and our family, that's where the problem happens.
No, I agree.
Because again, it's about your brand and not about me. And it's clearly that Kanye had an issue with that. And he had an issue with her being out there the way that she was. Now, he knew who she was when they got together. We understand that. But you also understand this. When you become a mom and you become a wife, there are some things that should change. Okay? And we have we got enough money. You don't need to do this. Okay? Your self-respect may be worth more than that. Or it's worth more to me than it is to you. So for her, that didn't matter. Her brand superseded that. And in any relationship, when your brand supersedes the family, when it supersedes a relationship, as far as to a detrimental aspect of saying, hey, I'm going to do this anyway. Like if your girl came to you and say, listen, I want to do OnlyFans now. And you're like, you know what? I support you, but I don't support that. Okay. But she goes out and does it anyway. That's not about ambition anymore. That's about respect.
That's the thing, though. But that's the thing. But listen, that's the thing though, Marcus, is Kanye did music and he did fashion. Cool. He was a little bit impulsive in the things that he said and he did. Can we really say that Kim changed? She was always exploiting her body.
I didn't say that. That's what I clearly said. I said, listen,
right, but this is my point. But that was my point, is he didn't have to marry. We knew who she was years ago.
No, we've known who she was since Ray J. So, but
he was quote unquote in love with her from that time. Exactly. He quote unquote chose to date her. he chose to dress her provocatively. Ye didn't have a problem with her dressing provocatively until he became Yeezus and tried to go through a different path. Now now because he changed and he grew into who he thought he wanted to be, he wanted her to go along that path. And that's where the friction came in, which goes into but that goes into knowing your partner.
Exactly. And he saw it as your brand and who you are superseding my feelings and our family. And then what Chicago North and I don't even know these damn kids' name, what they're going to have to go through growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you 100%. We knew who Kim was. I also don't know the conversations they've had in personal time. So, hey, if we do this might have to, like, I don't know that either. But from the outside looking in, we knew. But again, it's not always about, it's the ambition is when it supersedes the family. That's what it comes to. Okay. And when it's a detriment to the family. Not always when it's
it's
like
on your partner, man.
Yeah, and that communication, and line of communication from the start, and not just from the start to say I want to do this, I want to do that. You got to have it down the line and ongoing.
That end, you know, like I said, as far as you know, to piggyback off what Sheena said and Ladarian said, and he's saying Kanye knew who she was. As far as the average person, your partner has the right to change and develop and evolve and so on and so forth. Now, far-fetched, by all means, you have a choice. You can walk away from the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. This ain't who you introduced me to. I'm out of here. Kim Kardashian in that situation, and I could even go so far as to say, yay, both of them are who we expected them to be. Both of them are weirdos, or, you know, they exactly who I thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they are who we thought they were in that conversation. But as far as the average person with ambition, if I'm not okay and you're not okay, but my objective is to get us from point A to point B and you ain't doing nothing, that's a whole different conversation. Ambitious people evolve and adapt. We're in a different time. As a musician, we used to sell CDs. It's a digital age. I have to evolve. I have to take what's given to me and adapt. Otherwise, I'm anxious and ain't no money coming in. So, it's the same with podcasting and anything promotion. About 10 years ago, I couldn't have a clothing line without going through FUBU or some shit like that and reach masses or whatever. I couldn't distribute my own music without having Facebook or SoundCloud and everything else. But you evolve and you adapt. Now, the choice is yours as a woman or man to stick by your person. But I keep asking and saying the same thing, knowing your partner, knowing what the objective is. Because if you're focused on your brand, and I feel like Kim Kardashian, I've said this before, is going in a positive direction. I don't really follow her on Facebook or whatever, but lawyering, activism, getting people out of jail, so on and so forth. I don't understand what's wrong with that, especially if at the end of the day, and I don't know, you still fucking her.
It goes back to what Marcus says, is if you're, and this was kind of why I wanted to ask the question, is because when it goes into knowing your partner, if you meet someone who's ambitious, usually if you're paying attention and you're getting to know this person, you can tell the level to which their work is important to them. You can tell what they're willing to sacrifice for their work. And so if you already know that work is their number one priority over any and everything else, family, friends, love, whatever it is, if you know that from jump, chances are that means it's going to be more important than you. And if you're not willing to accept that, that's your cue to leave. And so Kim was one of those people who was so ambitious through her career. That's all that mattered to her was her work. You saw it through her show, her interviews. Her career was the most important thing to her. So it's not surprising that she chose not to move to Wyoming with Kanye. It's not surprising that she chose to stay in LA to focus on her career and her brand. And it's not just the Kardashians, because we've seen Khloe move to Dallas with Lamar when they were married. She left, followed him where he went. Her and what's his name? She just moved to Boston. She's okay with, even though she has her own career, her brand, work doesn't go above her family, so to speak. Even as trash as Tristan is, it doesn't go above her family.
Yeah.
Kim has had the stance of, nah, I'm not doing that. So that's what I was going at with the ambitious thing is like when you can have two ambitious people, but you really got to know what you're dealing with. And one of y'all is going to sacrifice.
That's what it boils down
Give and take. That's my. I'm always it's give and take when it comes down to the end of it. Who's willing to give what? Who's willing to take what?
Exactly.
Outside of that, and again, we had 2-album arc or whatever. But I think the last thing we had is I'm getting my picture taken over here. Y'all see this?
Cheese.
Hey. The last thing we had on the agenda was people getting the song "Cater" by Destiny's Child the fuck out of here. Anybody got anything on
The
that?
bitter birds were riled up about that one.
I went on a rant on Facebook about this because okay, Carter got skills.
Hey.
I have an issue with it. One, it's a 17-year-old song. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do. Like
they single. They got mad time to go look up some bullshit and post it. They don't have nothing to do.
No, right. No,
I'm not canceling Cater to You. Nah. I'm sorry. I'm not canceling Cater to You because if you listen to, and what's really disturbing is the comments and how serious people were, how serious women were.
Birds.
On how serious these birds, these broads, these hussies, these bitter bitches were on these lyrics was really seriously disturbing. Like I get trolling or whatever, but y'all, they were serious. It's a song that starts out with showing appreciation to her hardworking man. Mm-hmm. Not just because he's a man, because I see how hard you work. I know what you do for me. You sacrifice for me. You give me what I need no matter what. Whenever I ask it, it's there. So I'm going to show my appreciation for that to you today. This is your day. I'm going to cater to you. I'm going to do whatever you want. Why is that a problem? Like,
why is that
a problem?
Why is that a problem?
That.
Like, if I've experienced
because they picking the wrong niggas, maybe like I always say.
But that's the thing. If you're picking the wrong dude, wouldn't you be even more appreciative of that type of dude? Like,
no.
If I have a good dude, you
like shit. You got it all wrong.
You never listened to a song that just pissed you off. Like you don't get that.
You never do anything for a guy. He ain't shit. Never do anything for him. I don't care how good he is, how hard he works. Never do anything for him. Don't do shit.
I'm just like,
ask him to do everything for you, just so you cannot do anything. You ain't learned this by now.
And that's why.
No, and I never will. I never will learn this.
They will stay that way. I guarantee you.
I guarantee.
It's just
the percentage of women who commented on that were single was probably 100%.
But see, this is the thing. I don't even think it's sacrifice because it's like. You really don't have to sacrifice much to show appreciation.
You really don't.
That's it. Why is that shit so hard?
You really could. Hold on, wait a minute. You really could just shut the fuck up for the whole day and show your appreciation. Let me not stress this nigga out. Let me give him a beer and leave him the fuck alone because he had a hard day. Doesn't take much sacrifice.
A hard day. He had a hard.
You know what? I know you was working hard. There's a beer in the fridge. I've been waiting for you. Let me open it. I'm gonna put it on the coffee table. You watch the playoffs. I'm gonna go in the room and mind my fucking business. That's not hard. You're not sacrificing a lot. It's real easy. What the fuck?
Devin Booker dropped 50, brush my hair. Like nothing wrong with that.
Why is there something wrong with doing stuff for people that you care about in a good relationship? What is the problem with that?
What's wrong with saying thank you? Thank you. I know that you worked hard and I didn't have to do shit to reap the benefits of the shit that you did all motherfucking month for me to live how I want to live, but I don't want to say thank you. What?
Well, I don't want to cater, or I'll just say I don't want to cater to you at all. Like you're good.
That's what happened when you outside the club and can't get in, man. You get upset off top.
Oh my God. It blows my mind. We can't hear you.
I was real surprised about how many comments there were. Even I know what's going on social media, but I was still surprised like how this song triggered so many women into being like, no,
not me.
Somebody said it was the slave it was the slave mentality.
I was like, wow. Like I was like, they really out here like, nah, fuck these dudes. We ain't doing shit. I'm like, what? Like for real?
I feel like it's really sad that we as women, and like, you know, you said in the beginning, D, I really do have certain times where I'll post things that are, I don't know what you want to call it, but I do give men their flowers, especially good men. And for me, I always make it a point to kind of be the person, because I do have a lot of women on my Facebook page just as much as I have men. And it really bothers me that we as women will go to extreme lengths to complain or demand how much we need to be understood, how much our needs and wants need to be met. But we don't acknowledge that men have needs and want to be understood as well.
No, we don't.
So they're not human. They don't have needs at all.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore.
We just go to work, come home, and say, "Okay, all right, whatever you want, babe.
That's it. That's
okay.
That's what we are.
Okay, yeah, okay, whatever you want."
Look, I'm gonna say this. I've been around dudes that are not hardworking. I appreciate the fuck out of every hardworking man. I applaud you for working hard. If I'm in a relationship with somebody who's a hardworking man, I for fucking sure am going to show appreciation, especially if I reap the benefits of his hard work. That, I think, is what blows my mind more than anything, is you can be in a situation, and this is because I've worked since I was 15. So I take care of myself. For women who are in situations where their man takes care of majority of their needs and you can't show appreciation for him, you got to be one of the most ungrateful humans on the fucking planet, and you need to grow the fuck up.
Here's the kicker. And y'all know we laugh at this all the time, but I know as men you can't win, right? So, as a man, to be hardworking and or not hardworking, or high earner or not hard earner, you have to be able to get the nails done, buy the nice bag, provide the lunch, the nice dinners, so on and so forth, right? And
I ain't seen some witty sense, so bro, I don't think that's it.
Well, listen,
shit, don't even bring her up. Don't even bring her up.
Big time.
You worth 100K through the Cash App.
But either way, let's keep it a buck, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna dwell on this too long. Y'all know I've already said can't win. Is really no way around it. You can't win. Either you in the house, you're not in the house. If you're in the house, he in the house, or out the house, or he need to be in the outhouse, so that out the house. Y'all know what I'm saying. This is just the internet. You know what I'm saying? So you can't win. But as a man, work hard. You still have to provide. You have to give those amenities regardless, right? As far as the song catered to you, I'm pretty sure on average that's a one night a month thing. I don't understand why that's so hard. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is like if you really look at the lyrics, right? There's different scenarios. There's different things. It's not just one whole thing, right? So when you're saying what is showing appreciation, it goes back to knowing your partner. What makes your man happy?
I'll brush your hair, push your do-rag on. Come on.
Like what makes your
Michelle
man
was giving that
taboo? Like why
they was mad at Michelle. They hated Michelle first.
What's wrong with brushing your dude's hair? What's wrong with giving him a scalp massage? What's wrong with if he comes home late and taps you on the shoulder that you don't want to turn over? What's wrong with that?
You gotta beat your wings. Damn it. That shit is hard.
Push your do-rag on. That's all I really remember from that song.
But the crazy thing about it is that nobody was checking them about this too. Like people were co-signing on it, like, yeah, this is how y'all supposed to think.
You know why? It was cap. It's cool to sing the song or say the things that they say in social media. Like I cook meals, I'm wifey material.
You know why it was like that though? Because if you really listen to music back then, it was on some different shit.
No, it was. It was.
That's what I said. Shut the fuck up and just go in the other room.
But But you know what? Music back then.
Music was a lot different. It was okay to show appreciation and to uplift your man.
It was okay to show emotion. It was okay to love. Right. It was okay to have heartbreak. It was okay.
But now it's independent women, and I don't need you for shit. And fuck you. I'm not doing that. I'm a boss.
Every song got to be a goddamn mega anthem today.
Like
crying at that comment, yo.
Although I be listening to Jivion talk about some girl that broke his heart. The whole damn record.
Giveon is toxic as fuck, and that needs to be addressed. He's hella toxic.
Nah, somebody toxic. I need to find out who she was. Somebody broke that man's heart. Somebody broke that man's heart. So
is Daniel Caesar. So is
Daniel Caesar. These R&B dudes. Oh, they toxic. They toxic.
They hurt.
Look, no.
Man ain't allowed to hurt. Goddamn it. Man allowed to be hurt.
All I'm gonna say is, go listen to Giveon. Go listen to Giveon. Still your best. That is the most toxic song in
because he let her know. No, he let her know.
No, of course you agree with this. Of course you agree with this.
Yeah, I sure do.
Hey, see right, hey, right there. Look down, look, and then I come back. Why?
Like, look, I agree. Yeah, you know what? You left. I'm still your best. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, it is the most toxic song ever.
He said, "Are you serious?" He looked at this cat. Are you serious?
That's toxic.
Okay.
It's toxic.
No, it's not. This is real.
It's toxic. It's toxic.
Real.
I sent it to my ex, but it's toxic.
Look, if your dude left you for a chick that was a downgrade to you, say the same thing.
I did. That's why I sent him the song.
Right. See?
The fuck?
See?
This is it. This is what you
so that's not toxic.
It is toxic.
Set that man an MP3 and said,
my man, listen. My man,
really?
Playlist.
My man heart was.
This is what you came up with.
This is what you. This
is what it was.
Let me tell you, buddy.
After all the stuff he done, this was the dude. This was him. Okay, that ain't toxic. Being honest.
No, but yeah, I just Cater to You is not canceled. Ladies, you got a hardworking man. You got a good man. He provides for you. Show him some appreciation.
Shit, they killed me when I said no was the female creeping.
I need to meet the woman who broke Giveon's heart. That's
I need to meet the woman that broke your heart because you hurt, and I need to find out who she is. Because you be having you be triggered. I need to meet this woman. I need to meet who this woman is. Sis, if you out there, please hit me up. Let's have a conversation. Boy.
Not the Marcus.
Yeah, Giveon in Long Beach.
Hey, episode coming soon, bro.
Oh man,
the Marcus episode.
I'm with Giveon in Long Beach, man. No, you serious? All right, for real. Okay. All right.
Cater to You, just do it. Y'all got anything else before we sign out of here? I know Andrea got a pod coming, so Santana, be ready.
Oh man.
Got a whole pod coming. No, y'all good to go? I can't play the anthem.
We good to go.
All right, we out. Yeah, we good.
Look, apparently SuckaBerg won't let me play the anthem. So if y'all ain't got nothing else, we out here. Hey, Katie to your man. Hold on. Nah, ain't no anthem. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right.
Oh, appreciate y'all tuning in. Share this.
Episode be up on YouTube by Wednesday.
Put your do-rag on.
Oh my